So I've been reading a bit more about perichoresis just as I'm kind of concluding my essay. I've written all the other sections. I'm just to get into a draft of the final section on the value of perichoresis. And I've noticed in my reading that there are actually two different ways in which perichoresis is being used. So Oliver Crisp defines perichoresis, person perichoresis, as follows. The persons of the Trinity share all their properties in a common divine essence, apart from those properties that serve to individuate each person of the Trinity, or express a relation between only two persons of the Trinity. So that's Crisp's definition. When I look at Craig and Moreland's definition, however, in Philosophical Foundations for a Christian Worldview, they understand perichoresis in terms of complete harmony of will and action, of mutual love, and full knowledge of one another with respect to the persons of the Godhead. And then they say, beyond that, it remains obscure what literally could be meant by one person's being in another person. Now, either way, however you define perichoresis, it seems to me like perichoresis isn't enough to account for ontological unity. So if it's a case of kind of mutual, what does he say? If it's a case of them having complete harmony of will and action, of mutual love, etc., then there's no real difference between that and a community of human persons that always agree with each other. So one of the things that Craig and Moreland say is, as for the unity of will among the three divine persons, there is no reason at all to see this as constitutive of a collective substance. For three separate gods, who are each omnipotent and morally perfect, would similarly act cooperatively, if Swinburne's argument against the possibility of dissension is correct. Thus, there is no salient difference between functional monotheism and polytheism. So that seems to be a major problem with that account of perichoresis. But what about Crisp's account of perichoresis? He says the persons of the Trinity share all their properties in a common divine essence, apart from those properties that serve to individuate each person of the Trinity, or express a relation between only two persons of the Trinity. What's interesting about Crisp's definition is that he says that the properties are shared by the members of the Trinity in a common divine essence. So what he's saying is that perichoresis assumes some sort of substance or underlying essence to the divine nature. So either way, perichoresis can't account for ontological unity between the divine persons. But I just noticed that there are a few people using perichoresis in different but similar ways. But it's clear that on either definition, there's not enough there for someone to claim that perichoresis ontologically unites the divine persons of the Trinity, so that we can say there is one God as opposed to three gods. That's all I have to say for now. I might do a couple of videos summing up, but I've almost reached the end of my 4,000 word essay, so I'll probably spend some time reading that and just summing it up for whoever watches this. Really, all of these videos are for my own benefit, but if anyone watches them, I hope that they've enjoyed them or found them helpful. I've noticed watching the videos that I've made a bunch of mistakes at different points. I guess that's kind of a test for you guys. So there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.